Hi guys, so in the last tutorial we discussed how break could be applied to a while loop to prevent the case of an infinite loop. And now I really want to talk to you about like for and while loops. Right, so we have for and while loops, and basically what we want to do is when we use continue, okay, in one of these loops, pretend that this was, for I in range. Pretend this was like that, right? So, colon. So for I in range, 5, right? Yeah. Sorry about the calibration on my tablet, guys. So for I in range 5, do all these things and then continue. Well, okay, and yeah, of course this would be indented to the same indentation, right? So this is all indented within the for loop. We're in one indentation. When you hit that continue statement, let's say I is currently equal to 2. Well, when we hit this continue statement, we're instantly making I 3. We're coming back to the top of the loop. Regardless of any code down here inside of the loop, once we hit continue, we go back to that. Okay, so now instead of 2, now this becomes I equals 3. Okay, so we're jumping ahead one iteration in the loop. Similar, and in the same way in a while loop, when you hit continue, you're just going to jump back to the top of this while loop and continue the cycle to the next iteration of the loop. Now break, on the other hand, terminates execution of the loop. So you can see why break we use with while loops, they go hand in hand. So usually breaks are used with this. With for loops, usually the execution we like to do with for loops, I like to use if statements. If statements are really how I control execution and termination of my for loop. Whereas while loops and break work really well together. That's just a programming construct. Those are just a combination of things right here. Any programmer, really can make use of while and break and for and if. Now, of course, you can use continue or break with for. You can use if statements in your while loop. I'm just saying that the traditional way to solve most problems is you're going to either use this or this. Now, guys, when do we use a for loop? Well, when the number of elements is known. Guys, so if we know all the is known, right? So if we know all the elements, if we know we only have to iterate, okay, through 5 elements, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and that I is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 during this execution, then we use a for loop. It's unnecessary to use a while loop here. But now if we don't know the number of elements, we use a while loop, and whenever we reach a certain condition, we hit break. You see what I'm saying? So that's the whole difference. Now, continue versus break, right? I just really want to make this point really clear, and this is probably the last point I'm going to have time to make in this video. Continue. Well, I can't spell today. Continue, right? We go to the next iteration of the loop. Okay? But break, on the other hand, okay? So continue next iteration of the loop. Break terminates execution of the loop. Okay, guys, and that's all I have time for in this video, but I'll do one more just to clarify things, and then we should be good to go. Thanks, I'll see you in the next tutorial.